going, but they're not deliberating over that at all, so I think she's definitely safe.
Yeah, it's not just a case of convincing 3 referees, it's also a 5-man jury today as well. Stefanie Gierlinger of Austria, 187.5 kilos. She locks it out, and it's a good lift.
That was very solid. And, you know, squatting later in the flight, you get the benefit of seeing, especially on the squat opener, how the calls impacted all the lifters. And that may have been in her head. I did hear, I think her coach or one of her teammates kind of saying, hey, I'm assuming, in another language, I don't speak it, down, 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 up. I'll buy it when I see it and when I believe it, but I don't know. I think everything is down to physiology, says the exercise physiologist talking to the sports psychologist.
Sounds like a joke waiting to happen.
Most of my life is.
Stefanie Gierlinger of Austria now, 197.5, a 10-kilo jump from her opener.
And that looks a little deeper to me. She was borderline, and then when she, this time, no reds. She's pretty excited.
Yeah, she skips off the platform, and I think probably seeing some of the other calls, her coach said, hey, listen, you got one call last time. They're looking out for it. Just sink it a little bit more.
Let's not chance it.
Yeah. And she did a really good job of it and seemed almost surprised. Stefanie Gierlinger of Austria now, jumping 7.5 kilos to a huge 205 for her 3rd attempt.
And if she gets this, we'll have 2 lifters in this flight squatting over 200 kilograms, which is a big milestone in the 84-plus class. And honestly, it's a big milestone for anybody. Oh, nice fight.
She does a really good job of getting it up through the sticking point, and 2-1, a good lift.
And the fist goes in the air as she walks off. That's got to feel good to overcome that. Not much left in that squat by any means.
Yeah, and she hits depth, but and does a really good job of getting it up. We have our final 3rd attempt for fitted shirts.
Yeah, it's something I've definitely noticed, and a lot of people are talking about the speed at which athletes are adapting to the new bench press rules, where, for those who don't know, your elbow has to clear the top of the shoulder when viewed from the back to be considered depth. Trying to maybe wear a large baggy shirt could be some strategy. At least they're trying out to see if it makes it more difficult to gauge when depth is not hit.
Stefanie Gierlinger, Austria, 105 kilos, and making light work of it there on her opener.
And so far, so good for the lifters in this flight. And now we're moving into that big bench press.
Yeah, and this is a flight of 7, as we said before, so it moves very quickly. You know, each lifter has a minute on the platform, but by no means do they take the full minutes. That's not 7 minutes. Stefanie Gierlinger of Austria taking 112.5 kilos. Another lifter opting for a 7.5 kilo jump.
And to your point, Amelia, you were saying it's a little more technical. Often the reason for that is that right off the chest is where the lift is most challenging. So if you're not having the right trajectory at the very start of the lift, it can look like it just was not going to happen. Oh, unfortunate. And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She came a little more straight up than backing up, got out of the bar path that she needed, and moved from an up-down into a full miss, unfortunately. Hopefully she can come back.
Press is left to go, but don't go anywhere, because we head straight into the 120-plus B group for bench, where we've seen already some very big lifts. An attempt at 400, and, you know...
An M1 world record as well.
And an M1 world record.
Yes.
What you said. Stefanie Gierlinger, Austria, 112.5 kilos. She missed it on her 2nd. Coming back to see if she can get those extra kilos on her total now for her 3rd.
And I think she's got a good shot at this. It looked positional last time. There it is.
Let's see if they're... Yeah, 3 white lights. She does a good job of fighting it up. 2 or 3 different stops along the way, but no downwards movement by the seams of it.
And she heads off with obvious mixed feelings. Glad she's able to get it, but disappointed that she missed it in the first place.
You'd rather get probably shorter than they're used to.
Yeah, we only have 7 women in this flight, so it's a fast turnaround.
Stefanie Gierlinger of Austria opening on 200 kilos.
And that's solid. You'll notice her knees locked a little before her back fully extended, and that's fine on an opener, although that may become a problem as she moves closer to her limit.
Stefanie Gierlinger of Austria jumping 10 kilos to 210 for her second attempt.
Impressive that we haven't seen a single miss thus far. Oh, she fights for the lockout. Did she stay locked out?
Just waiting for that center referee.
And we're having a, okay, 2-1.
And again, pulling mixed grip, like you said, perhaps just struggling to get that overhand back quite as far.
But I have to say, even if you have the strength.
Yeah. We have Stefanie Gierlinger of Austria jumping 10 kilos to 220 for her last attempt. Just a little bit too much of a jump for her there, unfortunately, but...
An excellent scrap, though.
Yeah.